What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and I'm here today to preview The Impatient. Now, The Impatient comes out on January 23rd exclusively on the PlayStation VR. So, The Impatient is a game I'm very, very excited for. I actually just pre-ordered it. I'm going to be getting it day one, and it's a game I hope and I want to be very, very good. It's a game that I've been paying attention to as much as we really could for a long time now, ever since it was first announced. So, this game is by Supermassive Games. They're the makers of Until Dawn. Now, Until Dawn, in my personal opinion, is one of the best PlayStation 4 games that has ever come out. It's one of my favorite exclusives. It's one of my favorite games really of all time. I think Until Dawn is one of the perfect horror games, definitely one of the best of its generation, and really, set a market for what horror games can be. And because, the choice-based decisions and how that game turned out, I don't even think Sony knew at the time what they had in Until Dawn. I think it's a much better game than maybe they even hyped it up to be, or they thought it was going to be. But this game is made by the same people, and that really excites me because I think Until Dawn is a truly fantastic game. And so any game really made by Supermassive Games from now going forward. Hidden Agenda had played that. That game is solid, but this is a full force game coming from Supermassive Games. And it looks really interesting, even though there's not a lot known about this game. So like I said, it's exclusively on PlayStation VR, which I think is awesome. PlayStation VR really impressed me when I first bought it. I bought it not day one, but I did buy it around the time it came out, about a month after it came out. And it really impressed me overall. The PlayStation VR, I think, is a fantastic headset. I think it's a really cool new piece of technology. You really do have to play it in order to understand just how amazing it is. But I will say 2017 was a big failure for it. I don't think I bought or played any PlayStation VR games really throughout 2017, especially like the last 8-9 months. I didn't play any. Now, this game was a game that I was super looking forward to. It was supposed to come out in November. It got delayed until January 23rd. But I have all the hope in the world this game is going to be good. We saw it. It looks beautiful. It looks really, really good, actually. But there's not a lot known about it. It's a prequel to Until Dawn, which, to be honest, when it was first announced, I didn't even know that. I didn't know that until much later. Actually, I didn't even know that until like October when I started to look this game up. But it's set 60 years before Until Dawn. You're a character who's suffering from amnesia in the Blackwood Sanatorium, so that is a location from Until Dawn. So I like this. This is a prequel. There's things about this game that you will probably be able to recognize if you played Until Dawn. But more importantly, it's a VR game, a PlayStation VR game, made exclusively for the PlayStation VR by a studio who now makes, just Sony games, a second-party-ish studio, much like Quantic Dream. Now, I really like that. I like that this game has said that the decisions are going to matter. You're actually going to be able to affect the outcome of the game through your choices. We've never had a AAA, firstly, we haven't really had a AAA VR game in general, and I think this is one. We've never had a high-quality Sony exclusive VR game. This is one. We've never had a kind of choose-your-own-adventure, make-your-own-decision game for VR. This is one. Now, not just that, but again, the game looks really good. I think it looks about as good as a PlayStation VR game has ever looked. So I do think visually it's going to look the best. I think having it be a choice-based game is a very good idea. I think that's going to work out really, really well. But the last thing is its horror element. This is definitely a horror game, especially, it's a prequel to Until Dawn, but it is definitely like a psychological horror game. And now there have been some. There have been some on the PlayStation VR, but to be honest, they haven't been very much of anything. They've been pretty disappointing. They've been lackluster. They aren't really AAA games. They're more like indie games, and they just don't have a lot to them. This game looks like a AAA blockbuster exclusive to PlayStation VR, beautiful looking, choice-based horror game. And I really like that. I keep saying really, I really want this game to be good. I really do. I think this game can be good because everything I've seen about it, and we haven't seen much. That is the worrisome part. We haven't seen much of anything about The Impatient. Now, we didn't see much of Until Dawn either. Until Dawn was reworked, and we all, if you know the story of Until Dawn, it was reworked. It was it originally was made for PS3. They upped it for PS. They completely redid the game. But we hadn't really seen much of Until Dawn leading up to its release. We saw a little, companies got to play around 15, 20-minute segments, and we haven't really seen that from The Impatient. But I do think that this game is going to turn out well. I'm hoping. I got it day one. Like I said, I'm going to be playing it. We're going to have special videos out on it. We're going to have a review, and we're going to be talking about the game in general, things you need to know about it, yada, yada, yada. Special videos on The Impatient when it comes out on January 23rd. So I'm very excited. I think it's going to be a good game. I'm really hoping, because this can really jumpstart the PlayStation VR. It's going to be interesting to see if this can sell VR. This could be an Until Dawn. If this game is a surprise, really big hit, then this time Sony needs to capitalize on it and immediately get their marketing on that and push the PlayStation VR once this game is kind of dominated and said it's a good game. All it needs to do is actually be a good game, and here's hoping right here that it will be. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think of The Impatient. Are you interested in it? Would it make you get a PlayStation VR just for this game? Let me know. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Podcast Now, for more previews like this on games and movies. We do them every single week. Like and share this video, and I will see you guys on the next game preview.